Most beginners waste months trying to learn chords that don't even sound like rock or metal. So if you like rock and heavy metal and you want to sound musical fast, this is the first chord that you should learn. So these are called fourth chords. They sound big, they sound powerful, and they're way easier than open chords. If you stick with me, I'm going to show you exactly the one mistake that makes these chords sound thin instead of massive. A fourth chord is built by stacking notes 4 steps apart. But forget the theory, here's exactly why this matters. It sounds heavy, it sounds dramatic, and it sounds like 80s metal. Bands like Iron Maiden, Dio, Ozzy, and Metallica use this stacked sound in their guitar riffs. These chords don't sound happy, they don't sound sad, these sound powerful. Feel that tension? This is that rock sound that you're looking for. Fourth chords give you power without complicated shapes. We are using one structured example at 120 beats per minute, and of course you could play slower than that, you are where you are. So which fingers to use? You could use one finger or you could use 2 fingers. In the beginning it's probably best to use 2 fingers, but eventually you want to be able to bar these notes with 1 finger. 2 fingers you can use to start. You want to make sure that you're picking from the wrist when you hit the strings with your picking hand and not with your arm. You want to push down with your finger pads, not your fingertips, because you want to mute the other strings that are below, so this way you don't get unwanted string noise. You do not want this. That's too much. You want to isolate just the 2 strings, have it controlled. 2 strings, even pressure on the 2 fingers or the 1 finger. You want to make sure that you're picking from the wrist. Okay, so let's break this down. You want to start by playing the chords first. So let's take measure number 1. I'm gonna demonstrate using 1 finger, but you could use 2. And we've got a D fourth chord, which is just the A string and the D string. Then I'm gonna take my first finger, place it down on the 2nd fret, barring it. You could use 2 if you want. And that is gonna be your E fourth chord. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use my 3rd finger for fret number 5 for the G fourth chord, and then back to your open fourth chord, which in this case is D. Okay, and then moving on to measure number 2, you've got D fourth chord, got your E fourth chord, back to D, then you've got your D, E fourth chord, using my 3rd finger for fret number 5 for the G fourth chord. Then you've got your D fourth chord open. Then I'm going to adjust my hand coming all the way to fret number 5, the G fourth chord. Then you've got A fourth chord. And then you've got a B flat fourth chord. And then back to your A fourth chord. And I'm using finger number 1 for fret 5, finger number 2 for fret 7, and then finger number 3 for fret 8. And then back to fret number 7 with finger number 2 there. You don't want to worry about speed. You don't want to worry about if this feels robotic. It won't feel robotic after a bit of practice. After you get the chords down with the correct fingers, then what you're going to do is get this in time slowly. After you get the chords down, after you get it in time slowly, and after you make sure that you're doing all down picks, then try and play it in time, getting it up to that 120 beats per minute. See how hitting other strings and not being in time really changes everything and how it feels. The most common mistakes that beginners make is using their fingertips instead of their finger pads for these fourth chords. You want to use your finger pads instead because it's way easier to play and it mutes unwanted string noise. The second thing that I see beginners making mistakes on is they also squeeze too hard. Why this happens is because a lot of beginners or even intermediate guitar players, they push down too hard because they tense up because they're trying to play in time, or they think that pushing down harder makes it sound cleaner, and this doesn't. How to fix these things? Number one, make sure that you're using your finger pad and not your fingertip. Number two, don't rush. And number three, relax, okay? Shake your hands off, put them to the side, and then bring them back to the guitar and then try and play it again. I had a student who loved metal and rock music but couldn't play clean open chords. He was very frustrated and I had switched him to fourth chords. Within one lesson, he was sounding like he always wanted to. He played with confidence, his confidence went through the roof, and sometimes just having the right starting point will change everything. And this is a really great starting point if you like rock and metal. So here's your step-by-step plan to get this down. Step one, practice just with the fret hand only to get the shapes and the movements down of the chords. So no strumming, just your fret hand only. And you want to do that for about 10 reps, okay? Step number two is you want to play at a slow tempo, okay? Follow along with me in the video if you need to, or use a metronome if you know how to do that, okay? You want to listen for clean guitar playing, even rhythm, okay, and that your hands are relaxed. Step number three is that you want to build up to your target tempo, okay? So you start at like 80 or 60 beats per minute and work your way all the way up to 120 beats per minute. Do not increase the tempo unless it is clean. Step number four is you want to practice about 5 minutes per day on this, getting comfortable with the movements of doing this. Consistency is going to win every single time. How do you know if you're improving? The first thing is that your playing will sound better when you work on this stuff. It's going to sound more like rock music. It's going to sound more like metal music. If you're getting more excited about playing the guitar, if there's no buzzing or other unwanted string noise, when the rhythm is staying consistent, okay, and your hands feel more relaxed, and also that you're having more fun playing this. That's how you know that you're getting better. Quick question, do you like the sound of power chords, open chords, or fourth chords better? Drop it in the comments. If this has helped you sound more like you're playing rock and metal, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more structured rock and metal guitar lessons every week. And if you want help in person and you live in the Wausau, Wisconsin area, okay, or online, check out the links that are below for a free introductory guitar lesson. You can also click the link below and I will send you the tablature and also a way to play along with a drummer and bass player, so this way you could slow down the speed and increase the speed. You could do that by clicking the link below. Let's go ahead and build your sound the right way.